Welcome to episode 22 of Petey's Awesome Guest Panel. My guest at this time, let me just say that this man makes me feel like I'm 9 again because I've been a huge fan of this gentleman for years. And I'm going to say some of his accolades right now. He is a former APW American Premier Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. He is an AWA Superstars of Wrestling Tag Team Champion and a 5-time WCW Tag Team Champion. He is a WCW icon. If I do say so myself, he is a definitely icon in the WCW biz. My guess is he is buff, he is the stuff, and still kicking ass later, and the girls can't get enough. He is
Still can't.
Bagwell. Marcus, how are you today, sir?
Dude, great job, man. Great job on the intro. I really appreciate it. I'm doing great. I really am doing great. I showed you right before we went on a couple of surgeries I had that were minor. One was a meniscus. That's not the word. Meniscus. It's a meniscus tear. And they go in. It's the most easy procedure. They go in, take that out, and after that, got no problem. I've had one done my left knee twice. It's no big deal. That's the good news. Bad news is I had a foot that has got a medical term for it, but I don't know what it is. That shows. I'm gonna show the fans that it's got pins in my toes. You see that?
Yeah.
Can you see the yellow pins?
Yes, I do.
And those are going all the way through my toe, through my foot. And they told me, "Oh, you can walk out of here." I go, "Wait a minute. You're going to put pins in my toes and I'm going to walk out of here? Are you fucking kidding me?" I mean, you got to be kidding, right? So anyway, no, it turned out great. The surgery went great. I'm just just 3 days after surgery. So, just trying to get over everything and make everything work again, but, dude, my story goes far beyond that. I'm a cat of 18 lives. I mean, it's just, I should have been gone a long time ago, bro. And for some reason, he's keeping me around, and that's okay with me. But that's what's going on. But so tell me what's going on with you, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Hanging in there for the summertime before I go back to work.
Right. You get ready to go back to work?
Yep. Next month, because I'm an assistant teacher.
Are you really?
Yep.
That's great, man. That's extremely impressive, dude. You should promote that more often and say it out loud, dude. You're taking children and you're trying to teach them something, dude. That means something beyond itself. It does.
I'm an assistant teacher for special needs children.
Oh, on top of that, now you just quadrupled it, and now that's huge, even bigger, because you're working with people that really need the help, So you're a great guy. You look like a great guy, and that's why I decided to do this video with you, and would love to do it for you. So let's get down to work, and let's see what questions you have, and let's answer them for you.
Well, I definitely want to know, there's two things, like your first tryout in wrestling. I'm definitely curious to know, and then I'm very interested to know about your WCW tryout.
Okay, you said my first tryout.
In wrestling in general.
Wrestling in general. There really wasn't. To answer that question, it was we wrestled at a place called. This is. Can I cuss or not?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is shit you can't make up, bro. Okay, you can't make this shit up. But right now, anybody that wants to go on their YouTube or Google or whatever and show it, they can see I'm telling the truth. But I wrestled my first match at a place called the Auction Barn. And it was on Highway 9 and going toward Roswell and, way up in Cherokee, North Cherokee, kind of area, but way down Highway 9. And we had to set the ring up, wrestle, practice, tear the ring down because they had an auction that night. I did that without exaggeration. I did that probably 7 times. In other words, to most wrestlers, that's not paying your dues. I did it 7 times, and the next match, I was the television champion of North Georgia Wrestling. That's how the business went, but it wasn't how the business was going at the time. So it was just kind of a weird deal where even Missy, who got me in the business, said they are going to hate your guts. Say hello to everybody, shake everybody's hand, and be as nice as you can like you are, because nobody knows your mark like that. Nobody knows you're a really nice guy. They believe the stuff they read, and they think that you're hard to deal with, and they think this, and they think that. But it's all so far from the truth because of just how much I care about fans. I can be in the middle of a meal, and I've seen Stings, Lugers, top guys much tougher than me, turn them away and say, nicely, and say, let me finish my meal and I'll sign whatever you got, which is that's nice, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Guess what those 2 people are doing, the guy in the suit and his child are doing the entire time you said that?
What were they doing?
They're 10 feet away, hovering. So why not just, I came up real quick with, why not just sign it, thank you, and be on your way? But they would have it no other way but to torture themselves, and it came out clusterfuck every time we did it. But keep in mind, I was just Marcus Alexander Bagwell and doing what I was told and loved by everybody, but at the same time, Buff hadn't spoken yet, so it was not heat. It wasn't heat yet. Then when Bo started to speak, then Buff, it became, whoa. Did you hear what Buff said? Oh my God. It sounds like exactly what Marcus Alexander Bagwell said, except Buff said it. Oh my God. And then that's how it was. It was that crazy, bro. I'm not shitting you. It was that nuts. But at the same time, we got through it and made a hell of a run, bro. A hell of a good run with the Nitro thing,
Sweet. And my friend Alan Ernesto asked me to ask this question, but they want to know more about your run with the Patriot as Stars and Stripes.
Oh, that's a great. I can talk about Stars and Stripes forever, but I'll keep it short and sweet. Del Wilkes is one of my best friends of all time. He may be my best friend. It's just hard to, it's hard to say somebody's your best friend when you got, several friends that care about you, but loyally and everything else, there's no doubt in my mind, Del Wilkes is my best friend. And I mean, when you got my car, brother, you were going to the gym, you're going to tan, you're going to train, you're going to eat, you're going to give back, and you're going to do as best as you can because we're professional wrestlers making an income. And Dell was so amazed. Keep in mind, there wasn't no cell phones, Big Cat. How old are you?
I turned 30 in January.
January what, by the way?
The 25th.
Okay, I'm the 10th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're both caps. So yeah, but still, it don't go like that. It don't go as smooth as that sounds, and so we have to try to make up for that and make it the right thing, and just make sure everybody's happy, dude. I just don't want nobody leaving my table unhappy. I want to make everybody happy. Or why do it? That's the whole point. But at the same time, that's why I'm doing this. This is something that you really, really, really ventured after, and you wanted it, and you got it. So I want you to get the most out of it. So you'd asked me a question, and I'm sorry, I got off on something else. What was your question, buddy? And so I can answer that one first.
Oh, about your run with the Patriot and Stars and Stripes?
Yes, that was a great run. We actually were, when I say, I'm actually a 6-time World Tag Team Champion with 5 different partners.
Oh.
Now, for some reason, they don't keep in mind, and I've said this on several podcasts, I have begged podcasts to say, I'm not being mean, I'm not being ugly. Show me there's somebody out there that's got 6 World Tag Team titles with 5 different partners. Do you think Scotty Riggs was like Lex Luger?
Totally different people.
Do you think Lex Luger was like Too Cold Scorpio?
Totally different partners, right?
So who does that come down to?
You, Buff Bagwell.
Me. Now, I'm not saying that to be cool, but I had to adjust to make it work because these guys were one gear, and that's cool. But because they never had to have 2 gears, they were stars. I had to show them second, third, fourth, fifth, and hey, we can do this, and and make it a little cooler and a little more fun. And that's what we did. I mean, Scott Norton walking into the ring by himself looked like a big jacked up guy that was gonna crush somebody that was not really interesting, wasn't really fun. But you throw me on his back, rubbing his head, and going, vicious and delicious is gonna come kick your ass. Da, da, da. Now you got a rating, bro. Now you got a rating. And that's what Scott loves me for too, is because in Japan, he is God. But over here, they work different and they need a little more of the, rah, 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 shake the cage a little bit. I mean, whatever, just a little different where Japan don't give a shit about that. So, actually me and Scotty were going to be vicious and delicious. It was going to be a great run. The problem was I broke my neck. And when I came back, he was in Japan and Scotty was right here. And so they put me and Big Bob Punt together, and a lot of things happened that were really good. So, but still, it all is good. I mean, we were all friends at WCW. That's what makes it good. And at WCW, I mean, WWF, they're not all friends. It was just, who could get what, when they could get it, and it just wasn't like that. Where I knew what I was getting paid every 2 weeks. At WWF, you could make $500 this 2 week payment. I take it back. They go week to week. WCW is biweekly. But they literally would, chop it down to where like you made $500 in that 1 week, and then next week it may be 10 grand. But support a family under that situation is pretty tough, not knowing what you're getting paid and stuff. So they came into us like we were a bunch of prima donna, pussies that didn't know what to do. And you know what? And they were right. They were right, dude. I had a 3-year contract where I pulled up with my Avis car running and the trunk was open to put my luggage in. We were prima donna. It wasn't our fault. It just happened that way. But it just at the same time I see their point that they had to really work, to keep their ratings when we already had a television network called TBS. So we didn't need a television network. All we needed was just to have some kind of crowd there so it looked like it was a cool show and just have fun with it.
Cool.
But sorry to cut you off with that big long story, but at least that little tied us up a little bit on what's going on. And now tell me what you want to go to next.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, like, your memories of working with Scotty Riggs as American males.
Right. Unbelievable. Me and Scotty were the same age. He may be like a year, maybe 2 years older, but still same age. And that was probably one of the funner tag teams I had. I mean, me and Tuco were all the chain fun because I was a nobody. And we became tag team of the year in 91. And I became rookie of the year in 92. I mean, so, without Tuco, none of that would have happened. And I call hell for that. I mean, like Mark Merrow would say, Tuco Scorpio and Marcus Alexander Bagwell, and I'm like, God dang, Mark. And later on, believe it or not, I got a call from him that said he was sorry about that because he had no idea that it was going to turn into Buff Bagwell. I was getting more popular than him and his wife. And so he at least said so, which is friends. And admitted it, and it was good to go when he said that, so but still it does hurt when you hear those kind of things over and over, night after night. You're a nobody, and you're Marcus Alexander Bagwell, which nobody cares, and Too Cool Scorpio. So but the American male matches, dude, we got along so good. Dude, you gotta realize Hollywood Blondes. That's Stone Cold Steve Austin, Stunning Steve Austin, and Brian Pillman. They would do the video camera on the Hollywood Blondes, and every time they get something over on you, they had heat. They'd Hollywood Blondes, do the camera thing at you. And it was just great shit, man. It was good stuff. And she's cooking something, I think. But it just meant a lot just to be associated with those guys. Keeping in mind, not having any idea that Stunning Steve Austin was going to go to Stone Cold Steve Austin and make millions and millions and millions of dollars. God bless him. I think it's the greatest. I'm one of his biggest fans, and I think that's great.
Awesome. And now you were part of one of the most dominating, if not the dominating faction of all of wrestling history, the New World Order, NWO. I'm very curious to know your memories of being in the NWO.
Dude, it's like one of those things. It's like you've got to be happy you're in it, but at the same time, you can't gloat. You can't, hey, I'm in the NWO. I mean, they came around every TV taping with T-shirts, and we NWO guys were allowed to get 3: a tank top, a sleeveless that nobody will tell you, but I came up with, and then a regular just T-shirt according to how you wanted to wear what. And there'd be guys trying to reach in and get them, and Jimmy Hart was the guy, and he'd be like, "Hey, oh, there's guys reaching in because to them, as pathetic as it is, that's money. And a lot of it. You've got an NWO shirt you want to sell, really? And what size is it? Huh. Send me $100 and I'll give you this shirt that I just stole out of the basket that was getting turned around in the ring. I mean, it just became uncontrollable, bro. It really did. It just became uncontrollable. And out of that became, the rumors and everything else of, what you heard and, like I said, my father taught me a long time ago, believe nothing of what you hear and believe only half of what you fucking see. Now that's hard to do, bro. But if you do it and you do it for a whole year, at the end of that fucking year, you're going to win. Yeah. You're going to win, bro, because people just do well, I heard and so-and-so told me. Oh, did you see it? No, I didn't see it. Or did you? So it's just always that, that bullshit, so you know the deal. But let's keep going, bro. Let's do it. And let's see what's else next.
Oh, of course. Your thoughts on working with Scotty Steiner?
Oh God, Scott Steiner's the best. Scott Steiner's tremendous. He had children, thank God, which calmed him down a little bit. But Scotty, you got to realize if he wanted to, could just beat your brains out right there and get it over with, and it'd be nothing said, nothing done. But that's not what we did, and we always give everybody the right showing, and we I think I had a very big part in getting Scotty out of his hole of interviews, and now he cuts the best interviews. And I'm proud of him. I worship him. He's one of my biggest fans. I mean, I love him to death.
Cool. And I love Scott Steiner too. I'm a huge fan of his work. And my next question is because you're a guy that's basically done it all in WCW. You were part of a lot of teams. You were part of Vicious and Delicious. You were the American Males. You were in the NWO. You were also part of another big faction in 2000. This is when I started watching wrestling. This is where it was when Vince Russo came in, and you guys were the New Blood. What was your memories of doing the New Blood?
I felt the New Blood was going to be a really big answer. I really thought the New Blood would be really helpful and really, 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 on top of things and let everybody know where they stand. The problem is the old timers, even though they may not have realized it, they had 50 interviews to 1 over us. But for some reason, they just were so scared about you old piece of shit, dinosaur fucker, they were so upset about that. So there was one night that was main event with Macho Man Randy Savage on Thursday Night Thunder. And he beat me up for 15 straight minutes in the main event. I didn't get a fucking arm drag. I'm not sure I got one offensive move. But here's what I did do. I saved the paperwork of what they had me say. And we got to the back, and I said, hey, I said, Mach, I said, let me ask you a question. I go, what happened? He goes, hey, brother, you need to be a little more careful what you're talking about and who you're talking to at the time. And I said, I go, what does that say, motherfucker? He grabbed it and he went, oh my God. I said, you just took a main event match on Thursday Night Thunder, main event, and just made it a complete disaster because of what you thought instead of coming to me and asking me. I said, so do me a favor. I said, fuck off. Leave me the fuck alone. And I ain't got nothing to say to you for the rest of my motherfucking life. I said, you want to speak to me? You know where I'm at. I'm easy to find. Look for the cameras. That's what I told him. It pissed him off. I said, look for the cameras. I said, you'll find me. I said, besides that, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I just proved to you that they told me to say those words from top office, and you are going to hold me against it. So, fuck you. And he is now in the 70s of guys I have locked up with that are 6 feet under. And that's sad and it's horrible, but it's the truth. It's not guys like fucking American Dream Dusty Rhodes, not guys like that hired me, not guys like Owen Hart that fell into his death, guys I knew that I locked up with collar and elbow. It's 70 plus dead guys. If you said that in the NFL, there'd be the most huge fucking investigation there ever was in the history of time. But nobody really gives a fuck. So that's just is what it is. But it just kills me that guys didn't want to make it better. Okay, he didn't know I had the letter. So what? We're main event. Let's make this work, man. Let's get a good match for the crowd, to keep this company going, And that's just the hills you fight with. So the New Blood thing was a disaster right from the get-go, bro. Right from the get-go.
Now you were also part of a team with Lex Luger, back in 2001 called Totally Buff. What was your memory of doing team with Luger?
Oh, that was great. We had the front cover. I think we were the second to last cover WCW ever had. So we made the cover. And I already came out with new outfits I was coming out with and hats and everything. I'd already switched total gears, and we go to Jacksonville, Florida the night before. Shane and his dad talk via satellite, and they have Sean O'Hara, which, by the way, God rest his soul, is dead now. And they have somebody else, I'm not sure who, that was a tag team partner, whether it be Chuck Palumbo or that Mark Jindrak guy. I think it was Jindrak. And so they beat us. And so I tell Lex, I go, just get ready. I said, I'm going to lay here and make them come get every fucking ambulance in the area to get me out of this ring.
Oh, wow.
I said, I'm going to fuck them like they have fucked me. And I'm going to lay right here in the middle of this fucking ring until they see how stupid it is to put Mark Jindrak and Sean O'Hara, two guys that can't run the fucking ropes, as the World Tag Team Champions. So I laid right there, didn't move. I didn't move. I even called my parents so they wouldn't be worried. I said, I'm going to lay there. Don't be worried. I said, I'm making a point. So finally, they sit down Terry Taylor, and he goes, I know what you're doing. I don't give a fuck. Can you please just get out of the ring so we can continue the show? And I said, yep, I sure can. I was just waiting for the right person to come ask me. And I did. I got out of the ring, but it just was so confusing to me, that I didn't get it. Bud. I didn't get it. So it just, the only way to get it back is to fuck up their next match. And keep in mind, every minute I take is taking a minute off the next match that they've got planned out. They've got mapped out their minutes, but I'm fucking it all up because I don't give a fuck, because they don't give a fuck. And that's not fair.
No, it's not.
Why can somebody give a fuck and then somebody not give a fuck? And it mean the same thing. It's not. It means the exact same thing. You fuck with me, I fuck with you, and it's the fucking same. So if you don't want to fuck with me, don't. Because here's what you're going to get. You're going to get this back at you.
Yep.
Because I can work it just as good. They did. Do you think for a second they wanted to put me on TV? Well, let me tell you, they fucking didn't. They put me on TV, bro, because they fucking had to. I was Buff Bagwell. They had no choice but to put me on TV. They had to have that rating of Buff Bagwell on TV. Now, that's not cocky again. That's not cool. That's just the facts. It's just the facts, bro. And then they act like it's, they're helping us out, which you got to play along with. But it just kills me. It just killed me how they acted like they're doing us a favor. That's why I laid there the night they beat us. I just laid there. I laid there and just laid there as long as they would let me lay there, killing millions of fucking dollars on them fucking just not fucking doing the right thing. So, but right after that is when we rolled up. WWF trucks were there, and I'm with about $15 million worth of talent, and I mean, from Goldberg to Nash to Hall to me to Luger to Sting, I'd say a good $15 million contract there that was rolling at the same time, of course, late. So we all scatter to find out what's going on. And in about a minute, we hear, hey, Shane McMahon has got a meeting, in a minute right in this room here. So we go in the room, and every dick swinging, pussy licking, everybody that's alive is in this fucking meeting. Your refs, your staff, your everybody. Guys I loved. Promoters I loved. Keep in mind, all the road guys worshiped me because they knew they could come to me and let me go out and sit and sell autographs. And they knew I'd do it without bitching or griping because I gave a shit, dude. But all that seems to go away, but still at the same time, they came out and were like, what can we do to make this better? I go, let's give a bike away or something, halfway through, So then we started giving bikes away, But it just became really, really tough to keep a crowd in the audience to video a wrestling match. and the people be interested enough to give a fuck. You know, that's what it came down to.
I see.
Yeah. And they're going through it right now, and I hate it for them, dude. When I watch it, just my stomach actually hurts. I'm upset for them. And then when I look around the ring, I don't know but about two names. Billy Gunn and somebody else. I can't tell their name now. But it just, you know, I mean, it ain't like we're doing this and there's Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Kurt Hennig, Kurt Angle, fucking Booker T, Sting, Luger. It ain't like that no more, bro. That's gone. That's gone, bro. Now it's Billy Gunn and his partner, and I'm not sure who those guys are. Wait a minute, I'm not sure who those girls are. But they're trying to support the team, and I mean I can't even say their names. I don't know their names. I don't know their names. And if I don't know their names, guess what? Nobody knows their names. Nobody does, bud. Nobody. And I hate it. I hate it. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's just not. It's not their fault. It's just the way it came down. And me being in the right place at the right time with the right body and Buck the Stuff Bagwell and Big Papa Pump and, you know, all that, just, it all worked. It just worked. But then it just became a time where it didn't work. You know, so. What else you got, buddy?
Oh, I was just going to ask you, like, what were your thoughts on the final WCW Nitro in 2001?
The final Nitro, they told us they were going to fire some people, keep some people, fire some staff, keep some staff, blah, 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 blah. And before we really got to finding out what was going on, Shane McMahon called that meeting. And we went in the meeting, and it was about a minute and a half long. I told you, he said, we're going to keep some of you. We're going to take some of you away. We're going to fire some of you. We're going to keep some, some office people. We're going to get rid of some office people. It's just a really, really tough thing. But I'm here to say that we own the company. It is ours. So do what you want to do, you know. And out of that came, you know, on the very first program, Vince mentioned 5 guys in Cleveland. 5 guys.
And you got an ovation. When they said your name, they cheered for you like a motherfucker.
I would say I got the second biggest pop. And that's not being cool. I'm just being truthful. And I can't remember who number 1 was. I think maybe Sting. It may be Goldberg. I don't know. I just remember hearing a pop for my name, and then there was no other bigger pops than that.
Yeah, I was watching.
And keep in mind, this is in Cleveland at a WWF show. So everybody knew that Buff had a fucking job. I mean, there was no doubt. And just from them not knowing me and reading what they believed and not asking me, it just led to just see you later, you know?
Yeah, and I remember watching, like, I was an 11-year-old boy watching my father, the final Nitro and the final Raw. I mean, yeah, the final Nitro and that Raw, the telecasts, and they mentioned names like Goldberg. He said Goldberg, Sting, Scott Steiner, yourself, and Hogan. They cheered Sting, Goldberg, Steiner, and yourself, but they booed Hogan.
They did.
I remember watching
The only thing I remember, if I really listen back, and it's in between, it ain't like it's miles apart. But I do definitely remember hearing my name being the second biggest pop. And all the boys back at WCW home that all knew Mark Bagwell, that all loved Mark Bagwell, were like, bro, you're in. I mean, you are fucking in. He don't mention nobody's fucking name. You're in. And then the Shane Helms thing happened where he got slapped, and not that he hit me from behind with a frozen ice brick, but that I had slapped him with a good warm hand and slapped him, no closed fist, and I get hit with a frozen ice bottle. Do I go to them and ask for their doctors? Nope. Do I go get it fixed myself? Yep. Do they even know I've got 25 stitches in my fucking head? Nope. So you know what I did? I had to get somebody to Sharpie so you couldn't see the staples. That's the kind of shit that nobody hears about and nobody cares about. That means so much to me. But just, there's 1,000 guys out there that got the same cry. But if you were working for McDonald's today and you got fired, are you going to tell me you're not going to go say, what did you fire me for? Don't you want to know why you got fired?
Of course.
Right? So they didn't let me know. They told me I wasn't getting fired, I was getting released. And I raised my hand, and Vince goes, you ain't got to raise your hand, Mark. I go, I feel like I need to. I go, well, what the fuck is the difference of being released or fucking being fired? And them motherfuckers had an answer like that. And it was, well, if we fire you, we got to bring you back, redo your contract, or in 3 months, we just bring you right back on board and da 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 da. Neither one happened, of course. And when I called in 3 months and 3 weeks, just to not act like I'm rushing on the day of the 3rd month. Hey, it's Marcus. I waited 3 months and 3 weeks just to make sure it was just not causing any problems. And the first thing I got out of Jim Ross's mouth was, that's not a good sound to hear. So I said, Jim, I'm only ringing your phone back because you guys told me to. That's the only reason. The only reason why is because you guys told me to call you back. I said, I never would have called you. Well, Bub, we got you right here. Click, click. And I tried probably 5 other times where I would call and say, come on, man, God, what the fuck? Everybody else gets a second chance, and I don't get one. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I'm 30 years old. I'm in the peak of my life. My body's in incredible shape. I can add to the team. I mean, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
I agree.
And I couldn't get. I couldn't get him to swing it, bro. I couldn't get him to do it. So I just gave up.
And Mr. Bagwell, while I think Jim Ross he is one of the best announcers here, but he did you wrong on this one. I agree with you.
Well, just so you know, I went to Jim when I realized there was no way to really prove it. And we made, we ended our argument. But all Stone Cold had to do when he had an interview after me, he had Jim Ross. All he had to do was say, because keep in mind, if Jim Ross said, I don't like Buff Bagwell, I fucking hate Buff Bagwell, I don't want nothing to do with him, and I was just doing my job. Guess what? I have got zero leverage and zero heat. Because there's a guy that's in charge of talent relations that doesn't like me and nothing to do with me, and he was doing his job. But here's where it fucked up. He goes out and says, oh my God, I love Marcus Bagwell. The problem is, I can take it to a video right this second and show you where he lights me fucking up on whose mother calls the mother thing happened. God, like my mother would really call. Even if she did, so what? Tell your fucking mother not to call us. I mean, it's just so pathetic. Dude, we wrestled at the Tacoma show, me and Booker did, and the next week was what city?
What was it? That wasn't Cleveland, right? No, was it Atlanta? Or Georgia? Atlanta.
So let me ask you, you're a multi-billionaire, and you've got Booker T and Buff Bagwell, and you put a main event in Tacoma, Washington, and all you got to do is wait 1 week to unveil the invasion. Which one are you going to do?
The invasion?
You're going to wait until the next week when you're in the backyard of the Ted Turner that you stole the company from, and you're going to shove it down his fucking throat. Instead, we got booed out of the building, had a average to decent match, which that match got a lot more heat than it deserved, but average to decent match, and just unnecessary, bro. Unnecessary. All you gotta do is wait 7 days and put Buff Bagwell versus Booker T. And guess what, motherfucker? You got a rating. Instead of coming out to boo, boo. We never wrestled there ever in our lives. WCW didn't. I mean, we got booed out of the building, bro, before we got to the ring.
That's heat.
Oh, are you kidding? It's tons of heat. Stacy Keebler got booed as she was announcing this. And she announced the podcast that the guys that were coming out to do the ring calling. They got booed. It was Arn and fucking
Scott Hudson, right?
Scott
Hudson?
Scott Hudson. Very good. Scott Hudson goes all the way back to Fabian and North Georgia Wrestling with Joe Pedicino when I first started. But Scott Hudson and Arn Anderson got booed out of the building. Stacy Keebler got booed out of the building. And me and Booker are going, why in the fuck is he doing this? Well, why is he doing it? All he's got to do is wait a week, and this will be something really good. I mean, me and Booker I mean, I beg anybody out there fucking listening to go show me one miss fucking step that me and Booker T ever made. We never made a misstep.
Oh, the match was solid.
Always. Because he was good. We had good chemistry. It ain't just me. It's because he's a great worker too. But you put a good worker together and you really try and you give the best shot. It just means a lot. It just means more. And for them to rush it and then my music's on and I'm fucking getting ready to go to the curtain and Shane Douglas comes up. Shane McMahon comes up and goes, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, don't look in the camera." And I went, "Do you even fucking know what I do?"
You did it on WCW.
I said, "Do you even know what I fucking do?" I said, "All I do is talk to the camera, pose, and I'm being Buff Bagwell. What the fuck, dude? This is my music is playing and nobody knows it. So if you ever watch that match back, it'll be the only time you've never seen me talking to the camera. I've dodged the camera like the plague. I'm going." Trying my best not to look at it because I'm trying to keep my job, you know? So I was trying to do the right thing, which got me nowhere, you know? But it just blew my fucking mind, dude. I mean, just blew my mind. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I mean, I'm literally ready to go through the curtains, and he goes, "Oh, Buff, you keep talking in the camera." And I went, "Dude, have you ever seen one of my matches?
Have you seen this man's work in WCW?
That's all I fucking do, bro. Is I'm talking to the ring, I'm talking to the fucking camera, and then I go have a decent fucking little match, and everybody's fucking happy. What the fuck am I missing?" He said, "Do not look in the camera." I'm talking about Buff Daddy. Main event Raw, bro. Main event Raw. I mean, who can even say they're in one main event Raw? There's not many motherfuckers that can say that.
Yeah, you were. You were the main event on Raw.
And it just kills me that they took it out of us to make us look like we were the bad guys. We were the ones that caused the whole problem, you know.
I like the match, Buff. I thought it was a good match.
I didn't think it was a good match, but it was. You did not see one misstep.
No, no botches.
You did not see no blotches. You did not see one like double step or a fuck up or duck and you didn't duck or just that you see all the time. And keep in mind, we had no finish from either one of our fucking stars. Johnny Ace thought that Pat Patterson was going to give us the finish, and Pat Patterson thought that Johnny Ace was going to give us the finish. So guess who gave us our finish?
You said Pat Patterson and you said Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis.
Neither one did because they both thought they did. So we took what Stone Cold told us to do and did it.
So Stone Cold came up with like the end of the match, right?
Which is not how they roll. I don't care if you're Stone Cold or not. There's a finish guy. There's a guy you go talk to and go over things with, and instead of going over that, we ended up just looking like two fucking idiots out there, not knowing what's going on, getting booed out of the building.
Well, I do have two more questions though.
Buddy?
What were your thoughts? Because you did appearances for TNA 3 times, I believe 2002, 2003, and 2006. I remember in 2006 you were a potential tag team partner for Sting. I just wanted to get your memories of working in TNA.
Oh, they're bad. They're bad because it started off with me doing. Here's how it started. I went and did something that keep in mind, if you call them, it would never be told. It would never be the truth. But I'm telling you the truth, and that is, they had Pretty Boy Buff Bagwell do. I mean, I was on weather shows, newscasts. I mean, country music things, all to the point where it was hard to get to each point and back in time. And then there was a 20-man battle royal, and I was the first man thrown out.
Wow.
I swear to God, just hearing that makes me laugh. I was the first guy thrown out, and not one dick sucker, and I mean, I'm calling them all dick suckers. There wasn't one dick sucking motherfucker that had done what I had done that morning to advertise for TNA, Toby Keith, and everything else. And they knew they had me to do that because they knew I could nail it. And I come back to see. When I saw one, I thought, y'all want me to win this? I mean, I don't want to win it. And they go, oh, no. You're the first one getting thrown out. And I just went, why would you have me go do all this stuff if you're going to throw me out first? I mean, why not? Why did you fucking hire one of these other motherfuckers that you kept second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th? Why didn't you pick one of those motherfuckers to go do what I did? But they did. So I don't understand, bro. I don't get it. So that's the TNA thing never really happened, and I was depressed, and I lost WCW, and I was down and out too at the same time, and just trying to come back, and I'll make it back again, through the surgeries I've had, and
I said I have faith in you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it tremendously, and I have faith in me, which that means a lot. If you're not, already give up on yourself, that means a lot. And I have faith in me, and it just really has been a lot to take, man, of politics and just everything. It's been a lot, man, and to be honest with you, I don't think it'll ever come back. I'll never, ever be in the Hall of Fame. Ever, never. And, it just really is kind of sad to me that, keep in mind, hear me out. Fucking, it kills me every time I say it. I mean, I got to take a breath before I say it.
You're a strong person, so God bless you.
Our black manager for me and Tuco Scorpio. Who's the only black manager you know? Who's the only black manager you know? For some reason, I've gone totally blank on that. For some reason, but if you just think about it for a minute, there's only one black manager, and he hangs with Ron Simmons a lot, and Teddy Long.
Theodore Long, yeah, Teddy Long.
Teddy Long is in the Hall of fucking Fame, and Lex Luger is not. Just think about that. How can Teddy Long be in the fucking Hall of fucking fame. And the fucking total package Lex Luger is not. That just blows my fucking mind, bro. Right now, I swear to God, right this second, I want to just start ripping this whole room down because of it. But I just don't want to clean up the mess. But it just blows my fucking mind.
I
Teddy Long, Hall of Famer. Who? Teddy Long. Oh, you mean the black guy that was always bitching and never did anything but referee and do whatever fucking he's supposed to do and was told to do? And is that what the Hall of Fame is? In that case, my God, I should have 5 rings. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, think about this. Stevie Ray couldn't run the fucking ropes, and he's got a ring. Let's give Booker T his second. That's just wrong, bro. It's just not right. It's not right. And if I gotta get a tag team, if I gotta get a fucking, Hall of Fame ticket because of the NWO, I don't want it. I don't fucking want it, bro. I want to be there because it was me, I just want to be because it was me.
I do have like one more question, Mr. Bagwell.
Okay, buddy, hit me.
Because and I can finally ask this question though. In 2006, WWE did a character very similar to yours with this gentleman named Rob Conway called the Conman. Are you familiar with it? Where he had the Buff Bagwell mustache. He was doing the same thing you were doing. I just wanted to get your opinion on it.
I kind of lost you a little bit there. Say the whole thing again. You
Yeah,
said.
In 2006, WWE did a gimmick very similar to yours with Rob Conway.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
Well, when I first met Rob, we hit it off. So I didn't really care. I mean, he looked great. I could see and I heard they were trying to, rebuild a new Buff Bagwell and all that. But they know they can't put the hat on him because when you put the top hat on him, they're going to go, well, that's what Buff Bagwell used to wear,
Yeah.
So that's the last thing they wanted to do. Now, you do see my Buff Blockbuster a lot, and they call it a Blockbuster, but they ain't about to say Buff in front of it. They're not about to do that. But, he is a real good guy. I love him to death. He's a great worker. I've wrestled him since at independent shows, and I just think he's a really good guy. He just, they put him in a spot where they wanted to try to, up the game and be, have another Buff Bagwell, and not say he couldn't do it. He looked great. He had all of what it takes. It's just, you just gotta have that it factor, bro.
I see it.
And that it factor is something that can't be taught. It can't be wrote down. It can't be passed along during an exam for cheating on it. It's just something you got or something you don't got. And Conrad, Conway was the closest to that, but he still wasn't Marcus Buff Bagwell. He just wasn't. So it just kind of became kind of a joke. And I think if I'm not out speaking it, I love him and I'm friends with him. So please, if he hears this, I'm not being ugly, but obviously it didn't work because I didn't see anybody else that was as funny as me and did things like I did and the way I did them and kept it, fun and entertaining for the crowd. I mean, nobody ever said, who won or lost that match? When I was in the match, not one motherfucker said that. You know why? Because they were entertained. They were entertained, bro. They were entertained. So why even fuck with it? They're entertained, then everything's good,
Yeah. Now, before we conclude this interview, sir, I just want to say that I've been a fan of yours since I was 9. I thought your song was one of the best WCW songs there was. I love the theme song. I paid homage to you at my 5th grade prom, like when I did the Buff Strut.
That's
I
great.
had, and I also had the Buff Bagwell, not only the Buff Bagwell figure, but I had 2 tough talking WCW wrestlers, the ones that talk. We put them
The
together.
good ones. Oh, those are Mac Daddy, man.
Oh, I love the one you had because I had Randy Savage and I had your figure, and I put them together. Like you would start the conversation in the figure going, "I'm Buff Bagwell and I'm the man," and then Macho Man would say something, and then you would say to Macho Man in the figure, "Macho Man, you're so ugly. You deserve to get slapped."
Right. And you put on top, it's 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Way to go, Buff. And if not, you got pinned. It was like 1, 2, 3. Better luck next time, Buff. Those are really good action figures. They only had 8.
Yeah.
There was only 8 of those made.
Yeah, there was you, Goldberg, Randy Savage, Conan, Kevin Nash. That's 5. Sting was one of them. DDP, and who was the other one? I'm just trying to remember what the other one was. I said 7 of them.
Regardless, we know it was 8, and you got 8 out of 1,000. I mean, that's saying something. I mean, I got a Capital One credit card with my fucking face on it, bro.
Yeah, the WCW.
It was just out of control. It was just out of control in a good way. But at the same time, I'm here. Do you have any more questions you want to make sure you just think about it for a minute? Anything else you want to ask before you let me go?
Oh, sir. But I just have a one little teensy tiny request, so because my father, my friends Mark, Brett, Patrick, and Kevin are huge fans of yours. Would you be able to shout out my father and my friends?
Hold on one second. Yes, I gotta do it right. Mark.
Brett,
Yep.
Patrick, and Kevin, and my father.
And your father's name is?
It's the same as mine. He's Pete Senior.
Pete Senior. That's what I'll call him. So give a shout out to them, and then who else?
Oh, that's just my friends Mark, Brett, Patrick, and Kevin.
Yep. Do you pronounce your show or?
Oh no, this is like say like anything Buff Bagwell related to them.
Gotcha. Okay, you ready? Hey, this is Buff the Stuff Bagwell, and I want you to know right now that I had a great time today with this interview. We had a lot of topics and had a lot of fun, but at the same time, there's a lot of fans out there that don't get spoke about a lot, and we're going to speak about them today, and that is Mark, Brett, Patrick, Kevin, and Pete Senior. And I want you to know that means a lot to me that your boy here has got that many people that care and they're backing his play and backing him up. And I want you to know that I did this because your son is a great guy, and just the rest of the guys that are friends. I mean, you obviously know before I do, he's a special guy. He really is. He's very nice. His manners are unbelievable. And I just want to say thank you so much for even having me come on and being able to talk. And I want to thank you guys for letting me have it. But then again, Mark, Brett, Patrick, Kevin, and Pete Sr., we want to tell you we love you and we thank you so much for being part of this and giving this boy right here what he needs, the energy and the excitement to go do this.
Thank you so much, sir. And that meant a lot, though. Is there anything you want to say, Mr. Bagwell, before we conclude?
Really, the only thing I want to say is if you need me for anything, go to marcusbuffbagwell.com. From there is where you get the real Buff Bagwell Facebook, the real Buff Bagwell Twitter, the real Buff Bagwell Instagram. You got to go to Buff Bagwell, marcusbuffbagwell.com. marcusbuffbagwell.com. Just remember that. It'll take you to my website and it will get you anywhere you want to be in Marcus Bagwell's world. Because keep in mind, I've got about 20 or to 25 Facebooks. I mean, people that act like me and talk like me, like they're really me, dude. And there's legally nothing you can do about it. Nothing. So you just got to go with it and tell people which one's yours so they go to yours. But at the same time, I had a great time, and we can do this again if you want to anytime you want. You just give me a buzz and we'll do it again, bro.
No problem. It was an honor, sir. Like you made me feel like I was 9 again.
Oh, well, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I was able to reverse it around and get you calmed down a little bit. And you were a little nervous, and I'm sorry that I got you nervous. And but at the same time, you can see that I'm real laid back, and I'm a super good guy too, man. I really am, and I give a shit. I give a shit, bro. I care, and I care about you. And so that's why I do this. That's why. I mean, try to get Scotty Steiner to do one of these. And when you do, let me know so I can watch it, because it just ain't gonna happen.
You have an awesome night, sir.
You too, sir.
Take care, my friend.
Thank you, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.